We're so glad that you made it again. Come, it's gonna be the best couple of minutes. When it comes to onion harvesting, timing is everything so farmers know when to harvest. But what you see right now is not a full-grown onion, but onion bulbs. Speaking of onions, did you know soil makes a difference in their flavor? Well, how would you know? The moment you make a cut into them, they just make you cry. Watermelons don't just roll off the vine on their own. Harvesting them takes some skilled hands and specialized machines. These harvesters are built to handle the size and weight of each fruit, gently lifting them and transferring the bulkiest fruit ever to the bins. Once picked, watermelons take a ride on a conveyor belt, passing right under some expert noses to sort them by size and quality, and strictly no bumps or bruises can make it through. Want to know if your watermelon is ripe without cutting it? Check for a creamy yellow spot on the underside. This is where it sat and ripened in the sun. Give it a lift too. A ripe one should feel heavy for its size and give off a hollow sound when tapped. Yeah, thank me later. And don't toss those seeds. Roasted watermelon seeds make for a crunchy, protein-packed snack full of magnesium and healthy fats. Move over chips. This big buddy is giving some serious satisfying harvesting vibes. Why not? It can literally clear up that entire field in a day. Hey, do any of you have some suggestions on what we should bring next? We'd appreciate it if you volunteer. When it's time to harvest sweet potatoes, mechanical diggers do the heavy lifting. Literally, these machines come equipped with digging chains and blades that carefully get under the sweet potato beds, lifting them from the soil without causing any scrapes. Speaking of nutrients, sweet potatoes have a reputation for their sky-high beta-carotene content. So yes, that bright orange color means serious nutrition. Harvesting chili peppers? It's often a job for machines that know how to shake things up. Don't worry, it's all super easy for those buddies. Want to say hello to capsaicin? It's the spicy culprit. This chemical is concentrated in the inner membranes of the pepper and interacts with pain receptors in your mouth, giving that unmistakable burn. Fun for some, but it's a fiery challenge for me every single time. Garlic. Oh, the most underrated everyday essential. So you realize how much I love garlic. It's packed with hell of vibrant plus points. Like, did you know that garlic can help keep blood pressure in check? That is true. Compounds like allicin, which forms when garlic is crushed, are thought to have vasodilatory properties. In simple words, this means they help relax and widen blood vessels, potentially reducing blood pressure. And there's a compound in it called allicin responsible for that, well, garlicky smell when you chop or crush it. So love it or hate it, but you can't miss it. We're turning up the heat a little, so be ready. Green cabbages don't always rely on machines for harvesting. Instead, they get the personal touch. These delicate stalks are often picked by hand to avoid any damage. Once they're plucked, they hop onto a conveyor belt, ready to kick off their farm-to-table journey. If you're not into that mild bitterness of cabbages, here's a pro tip: roast them. High heat caramelizes their natural sugars, transforming that strong taste into something nutty and sweet. Harvesting apples is a careful process. Workers pick each apple by hand so the apples can easily pass onto the conveyors, where machines gently brush off any dirt and then arrange them neatly into crates. From orchard to crate, it's all about keeping those apples looking perfect, definitely for you people. Ever wondered why apples float in water? About 25% of an apple's volume is air, making it afloat enough to bob around like a little fruit boat. When it comes to rare finds, the black diamond apple from Tibet takes the spotlight. Do tag us if you ever find it. Modern farming has taken radish harvesting up a notch. They do the heavy lifting these days, scooping the roots from the soil, gently shaking off any excess dirt, and collecting radishes in record time. Radishes come in more colors than you might think. Sure, there's the classic red, but you'll also find varieties in white, purple, and even black. If we talk in terms of nutrition, beans pack a serious punch. They're a plant-based protein powerhouse, comparing meat in many ways, but with added perks like fiber and fewer calories. From the everyday green bean to exotic red beans, there's a bean for every taste bud and dish. Harvesting red capsicums is all about the right touch, and farmers surely know how to do it. Farmers carefully handpick these peppers when they're perfectly ripe to preserve that sweet and crunchy taste. Do you love having your protein-rich non-veg meals? You're gonna love watching your favorite vegetables grow out of pure love. We thought it's been days since we went for some fresh crops cultivation adventure, so we have come to this beautiful land of Rostov Oblast in Russia. Yeah, we have come so far. I have been there watching their soil nourish and produce the beautiful pea flowers out of the little crops. It's been all so pure and satisfactory. As it's almost harvesting time, so we need to speed up the process. For you guys, let's jump straight to the harvesting season. I was like, why do we need this much huge vehicle to cut the crops? Until I saw its mind-blowing magic. As soon as this mechanical beast arrived in the fields, it took matters in its, well, mechanical hands. The Beast Harvester's got some serious cutting power. It comes with sharp blades and a rotary cutter that chops through pea plants right at the base. These blades are super precise, so they grab the whole plant without leaving anything behind. Yeah, beast harvesters like these need no manual help. It's literally a one-man job. Inside the machine, the entire greenery goes through a bunch of cool stages. First, it gets shaken and vibed to pop the peas out of their pods. Using a bunch of gentle shaking and brushing techniques, the pods loosen the pea pearls. Now comes the screens and sieves that let the tiny peas drop through while the air blowers catching the bigger pods and trash. The peas end up in a special hopper, while the empty pods and stems get kicked out the back of the machine. I have seen it digging deep into the soil, cutting and eating the entire crop, while at the same time revealing the green pea pearls from its pods. These machines are designed to operate at high speeds, allowing farmers to cover large areas of land quickly. Check out that huge collection of beautiful green pea pearls, which are all set to get collected and reach the dedicated facilities. Hey, which lazy peas combos would you prefer when you don't feel like cooking? I literally ran out of options whenever I needed to cook something protein-based. The precision of modern harvesters minimizes the loss of peas and reduces the amount of damaged produce. As they're moving along, why don't you guys hit a like? It's your just one like, but it means a lot to us. You're our ultimate support. The main process begins when green peas are unloaded from trucks onto a continuous running carriage and conveyor belt system. These belts are designed to carry large quantities of peas smoothly and efficiently. They are passed to the amazing cylindrical sieves. These rotating drums have superb active mesh screens that help separate the peas from the mess through its constantly moving energy. The peas, being smaller and round, fall through the mesh and continue forward. After separation, the peas are transferred to a large pool of water for washing. The clean water helps to remove any remaining dirt and residues from the peas. Additionally, the washing process allows any peels, damaged, or rotten peas to be separated from the fresh, healthy ones. Fresh peas pass through additional sieves, while unwanted material is left behind. This thorough washing ensures that only clean and good quality peas proceed further. Manual sorting is important to make sure no debris can pass through. This is important to get done before drying the peas, in order to keep things under quality controls. This is cute, yet strategic. Those camera sensors check for any rotten, D-shaped, or discolored pea pearls to stop them right away and preserve the quality measures. At this stage, peas are exposed to steamers that soften them slightly. Those gentle water solution sprayers cool down the peas while removing any harmful bacteria that might be sticking somewhere. After several washing and cleaning stages, it's barely possible for any bacteria to be still present. Now the soft and cleaned pea pearls are all set to get preserved of their quality, texture, flavor, and color. For that, a little and quick blanching is applied before they are sent to the deep freezers. That's the inside scene of those huge freezers, where every fruit or vegetable gets its frozen texture. You might be wondering why the edible stuff keeps vibrating like this in the freezers. This little trouble in paradise helps every green edible pearl not to stick with another, providing us the ultimate convenience whenever we cook using those frozen veggies. Final sorting, or you can say just a quick stop for any stone or debris presence. We all have been there when those peas have passed all quality checks and undergone heat treatment, so now they are ready for packaging. The packaging process involves placing the peas into containers, which will help in easy and equal packaging. Remember doing the blanching a little time ago. That process also made the peas less sticky and easier to handle during the packaging process. You know Russia is a significant producer of green peas because what we have been able to learn so far, on average, Russia produces around 800,000 to 900,000 metric tons of green peas annually. Well, 9 became possible only when they hit a jackpot and crops had produced well enough. After those packets, how can we leave those tin cans behind? Some of the cooked peas are packed into those aluminum tins, so we can have the literal ease while making any quick dish. Just open the lid, pour, and it's all set. All the necessary machines and tools have been collected and put in process for this amazing tour, where you'll see the seeds sprout, grow, and bearing pineapple fruits, everything right in your grill. After plowing, farmers often cover the pineapple seedbeds with these special sheets that contribute to the health and productivity of their crops. These sheet covers help retain soil moisture by reducing evaporation. This is particularly important in dry regions or during periods of low rainfall, so that the soil remains moistened and plants still have a consistent supply of water. Now, farmers plant the crowns, the leafy tops of pineapples, basically the seeds in other words, right through the wrapping sheets. By planting through these sheets, the soil temperature stays perfectly controlled, creating an ideal environment for the roots to thrive. A smart move though. Watering thoroughly and keep checking for weeds continuously makes sure of top-notch growth of any plant. And of course, fertilizers are the food for these young buds, so they need to be fed properly. Also, these sheets act as a physical barrier that prevents extra sunlight from reaching the soil, thereby reducing the growth of weeds. And the plastic mulch can help warm the soil, promoting faster root development and early growth of pineapple plants. Fast forward and let us show you the pineapples have grown all the way. They carefully peel back the wrapping sheets and swiftly test the pineapples for ripeness. A refractometer is their secret weapon, measuring the sweetness of these fruits to ensure each fruit is ready for picking. With the green light to go, farmers begin picking the pineapples. For this, they only need to push a little, and the pineapples come out of their comfort beds. Harvesting these tropical treasures requires a bit of care. With their spiky, sharp leaves, they put on those gloves to protect their hands. Okay, that carrying and loading part was a little bit hectic. Let's switch to the day forward where they use a little mechanical help. To lighten the load for farmers, this carrying system has been created that takes care of transporting the picked fruits directly to the loader. This means farmers no longer have to bear the weight or make the trek with heavy pineapples, making the harvest process much easier and more efficient. Check out that storing skills. Nothing, just admiring it. Once the pineapples reach the units, they go through an ultimate washing process. These people maintain the hygiene and keep looking for any ruined fruit, so they can quickly take it out. At first, they're rinsed with clean water, followed by a deep cleanse with special cleaning solutions. These tough fruits have intricate designs, with combs that can hide germs, but the solutions ensure they're thoroughly cleaned, leaving them fresh and safe for consumption. With the help of machines and dedicated workers, the pineapples are thoroughly dried before being carefully packed. Each fruit is sorted by weight, ensuring that every box is perfectly balanced and filled to the brim. The process is precise, with each pineapple handled with care to maintain its freshness. They are then stored in cool, climate-controlled spaces, keeping the pineapples fresh and juicy until they're ready to reach us. When it's time to further process the pineapples, a specific quantity is carefully taken out from the cool storage houses, ready for the further steps. Yup, a lot more is yet to come. With the help of modern machinery, pineapples are now going to process into the most demanded product. Can you guess? Leave it. It's the peeled pineapples chunks. There's a significant demand for these pre-cut peeled pineapple pieces because it makes it a lot easier for consumers to enjoy the fruit without the hassle of cleaning and preparing it themselves. First peeling the hard fruits with ease and then removing the inner hard cores with the help of their efficient tools. What is he doing? Any guesses? This process not only saves time, but also ensures that the fruit is ready to use right out of the package, whether for a quick snack, a refreshing smoothie, or a tropical addition to any meal. Alright, let's dive into our very next product, which is fresh pineapple juice straight out of the fruit and no preservative added. Pretty cool. As soon as they are washed, they passed onto several belts that make sure they are completely dried while keep on moving towards the crushing machines. Along the way, they get dried and free from any other dirt before they reach to their final home, the crushers. As they tumble through, those aggressive rollers expertly squeezes the fruit thoroughly so that every drop of juice will be collected from the fruit. While the dried flesh makes it way out of the machines, the process is so efficient that nothing is wasted. The juice flows out perfectly, while the leftover material like peels and pulp is neatly directed into a separate bin. After crushing, more squeezing takes place for extra juice. Don't worry, that juice will be filtered thoroughly before getting poured into the bottles. Now, onto the packaging. The juice gets pumped into bottles, but with constant flow and exact amount. These bottles are designed to keep the juice fresh and safe, making sure you get that same fresh taste whenever you pop one open. Each bottle is sealed tight, with a label slapped on that tells you everything you need to know: ingredients, nutritional info, and, of course, that iconic pineapple image that screams tropical goodness. After the bottles are sealed and labeled, they move seamlessly to the large-scale packaging stage. Here, the robotic arms with so many gripping fingers takes over, efficiently packing the bottles into crates with precise quantities. For those like me who find that juices taste even better from a can, we decided to show that there's a special packaging process just for that. After the juice is perfectly squeezed and filtered, it's not just bottles that get filled. Advanced machinery also pours this liquid gold into sleek cans. These cans are then sealed tight, locking in the freshness and flavor. You have been there when that entire process took place. From juicing to canning, everything happens swiftly and efficiently, ensuring that every sip you take is as fresh as the moment the juice was made. Do you agree? Coconuts have long been celebrated as a tropical treasure, offering not just delicious water, but also a zillion of health benefits. But have you ever wondered how these coconuts make their way from the tree to your refrigerator, ready to be sipped straight from the shell? This is where you get your answers. These coconuts are still young, with their water at its sweetest and most refreshing. Harvesters climb tall coconut trees, often reaching heights of over 30 feet, to pluck these young coconuts by hand. The green hulls signify that the coconut is young, with a high water content and tender flesh. The green-hulled coconuts are carefully selected and harvested at just the right time. The coconuts arrive covered in dirt. Due to the shortage of time, we're gonna skip the detailed washing and cleaning part, but they'll make sure the coconuts are free from any contaminants, ensuring that the water inside remains pure and they are perfectly clean from outside too. As soon as the coconut are washed, cleaned, and all set to begin the real process, They are carefully handled by those experts. These people make sure the machines carefully remove the hard core of the coconut, while they also help to speed up the process. They need to clear the coconuts from the green part, and that little cute stamp is something not to be ignored. The entire coconut flesh is now dipped into the water, where they are gonna get cooled and cleaned, because obviously cleanliness is the top priority of everyone. A specialized made machine is used to punch a small hole into the coconut shell. This hole is strategically placed to allow easy access to the water inside without damaging the coconut structure. This process is precise, as the hole needs to be just the right size to allow the insertion of a straw without causing leaks. Once the hole is punched, an easy access cap is added. It seals the hole, keeping the coconut water fresh and preventing any contaminants from entering. It also makes it incredibly convenient for consumers to enjoy the coconut water. With just a twist of the cap, you can instantly access the refreshing coconut water inside. The final touch is the addition of a straw. Each coconut is packed with its own straw. This might seem like a small detail, but it's a significant step in making coconut water consumption more convenient. Get ready for the next amazing ride. The water content in those young green coconut is at its highest, and the liquid is abundant. As the coconut matures, usually around 10 to 12 months old, the water content decreases as it gets absorbed into the flesh, which becomes thicker and harder. The cleaned coconuts are passed through a drilling machine that carefully punctures a hole in each nut. The hole must be just right to allow the water to flow out without cracking the shell, and they make sure of that. Mature coconuts have much less water inside, and it may not be as abundant or as easy to extract. The water from mature coconuts is less sweet and can have a more earthy or slightly bitter taste. Here, in this case, the focus is on the thick, hard flesh, which is used to make coconut milk, cream, oil, and flakes. And the good thing is, you're gonna watch everything related them and several products made from a single coconut in just a few moments. Whether used in curries, desserts, or as a dairy-free alternative in coffee, coconut milk offers a unique flavor and a host of health benefits. The process of extracting coconut milk from mature coconuts is fascinating yet productive, so keep your seatbelts tight. Unlike younger coconuts, which are prized for their water, mature coconuts are harvested primarily for their flesh, which is where the coconut milk comes from. The entire coconut is then shredded, which is later on soaked in hot water, which helps to soften the flesh and release the milk. These machines exert high pressure on the coconut pulp, forcing the liquid to separate from the solids. The result is a thick, creamy liquid known as coconut milk. The first pressing usually yields the richest, creamiest milk, which is often referred to as first pressed or full-fat coconut milk. Shredded coconut is made from the white flesh of mature coconuts. Shredded coconut is one of those ingredients that can be found in a variety of dishes, from sweet desserts to savory meals. After the brown outer shell and husk are removed, the flesh is grated or shredded into fine pieces. These pieces can be dried to extend their shelf life or used fresh in cooking. Shredded coconut is available in different textures, ranging from fine to coarse, making it versatile for various culinary applications. Some are just shredded, and somewhere you can find the almost powdered form too. Once the meat is separated, it needs to be dried to reduce moisture content. The dried coconut meat, now called copra, is then ready for oil extraction. There are two main methods for extracting oil from the copra: cold pressing and expeller pressing. In cold pressing, the dried coconut meat is pressed at low temperatures to extract the oil, preserving its natural flavor, nutrients, and aroma. This method produces what is known as virgin or extra virgin coconut oil, which is considered the highest quality. After extraction, the oil can be refined to remove impurities, any remaining moisture, and to neutralize the oil. Before we get into the details of how coconut chips are made, it's essential to appreciate the coconut itself. Often referred to as the tree of life, the coconut tree is an incredibly versatile plant, and we have seen that every part of the coconut, from its husk to its water, has a use. The process of making coconut chips taps into this versatility, utilizing the meat of the coconut to create a product that is both nutritious and delicious. Honestly, that's something I haven't had before. So I want you people to tell me whether it's worth a try, or I should keep the peace. While plain coconut chips are delicious on their own, I have heard many factories experiment with different seasonings to create unique taste experiences. The coconut husk is that fibrous layer that surrounds the hard shell of the coconut. It's typically composed of tough fibers that protect the coconut during its growth. As we have seen the processing of every part of the coconut, why leave it behind?